my heart is beating a bit faster than normal right now and I can't sleep, so I figured that I want to talk. As this title of the video suggests, I let work determines almost the entirety of my self-worth, which is sad really, but it is what it is. I mean, other people do it too. They kind of like identify themselves by one particular thing. It could be their relationship, it could be their religion, and for me it happens to be the thing that I do. A bit of background: ever since I was small, I have always thought that my only redeeming quality is being smart. I mean, I wasn't a prodigy or anything, but I really don't have any other qualities. I, I didn't have any other qualities. Also, I thought I was small, I was socially awkward, alone, but at least I have good grades. I didn't know how that could translate to anything useful to my family in any way, but it made my parents happy. And it was pretty messed up too that at that tender age of 8 or 9, I felt the need to be useful. And this and that carried on carries on to work as well. After almost a decade of working, I feel a bit more stable about who I am in the workforce. But of course, not every day is going to be productive or successful, and when those days extend to weeks or months, I started to feel very shitty. I started questioning my existence. Why, particularly if I were to be in my depression phase, I would started telling myself, why am I here in this world, just being sad, taking up space, breathing air that could have been better used by another upstanding member of the community. Which is irrational, of course, because there is always room for people to habitate the earth. And I don't take much space anyway. But I digress. I see this in other people as well. Like I said, some people like lose themselves in other people or things. It could be their partner, it could be their religion. They make it their everything. But again, nothing lasts. Relationship break sometimes. People drift apart. People die eventually. And when it comes to religion, it is not actually easy maintaining your faith. And when one of these things happen, they shatter. Which is why I feel that it is really not healthy devoting your energy into just one or two things, because when you do that, you make that thing as your god. You make your partner as your god, your work as your god as your god. I don't know, but yeah. It's not healthy. So I lost my train of thought. So, which is why I remember someone introduced me this concept of building more pillars in your life, as in we have many pillars, right? We have family, work, relationship, health, money. So if we concentrate too much energy and emotional investment into just one pillar, and when that pillar crumbles, we have very few things to hold on to. We will crumble with it. But if you have a bit more pillars. um, when one pillar crumbles, you can hang on to something else until you rebuild what you have lost and you get back on your feet again. One other very useful analogy that I have heard is keeping your plate full, as in you have a plate, right? And maybe the main dish is whatever it is that you prioritize the most. But you keep that plate full with other things. You have some chickpeas in it. You have um, what's that thing that I don't like again? Bean sprouts or whatever. So if you don't like, or if that main dishes doesn't taste as good, you still have a lot of things on your plate that will make the eating experience not as bad. And this is the thing about this is the thing I just remember I have a point just now, um, about depression or happiness. Depression is not the absence of happiness, because both of them can coexist. And I remember during my suicidal years, it was 2 years, I think it was a year, I can't remember. But during that year, I also had the best time of my life working in an organization that is very nurturing, but I also had very difficult nights of self-harm almost every night. But I can count my blessings, and that's the thing about keeping your plate full. Even though that main dish is shit, you can still enjoy that other things instead of just having that one foul, bitter things in your palate. So, my main point is build your pillars, keep your plate full. It can be a lot of things. It can be, for me, it was powerlifting, of course, because at that time I feel that the first thing that I gotta do is get into some sort of physical activities, because I know that it is good for my health and I'll get the dopamine and shit. And but it wasn't just like it wasn't just a hobby. It became a passion. I didn't just enjoy it, but I was really good at it. In the first year, I managed to deadlift almost triple my body weight, which is a good feeling of progression. And I was lucky at that time because, like, one of the very important factor in me going through with it was because I have a friend, Isabel, one of my closest friend, my dearest friend. And it was fun because when we trained together, we would also talk about our struggles. So it was good for my mind, my body, and my soul. Anyway, it can be that. It can be a physical activity. It can be a creative pursuit. I have some friends who took calligraphy for some reason, even though I'm not sure if they were really artsy to begin with. I can't remember. But yeah, they took calligraphy. I have friends who do rock climbing, and rock climbing is really fun. I find it really fun, but I don't have a group of friends to go with, so I never really pursue it. Or it can even be building your social support, which will pay off. I actually tried to, again, last year and the year before, I think, I tried to look for a group that I can hang out regularly. I also tried to make at least some guy friends, but both of them didn't really work out. and it was alright. I mean, I tried, and but it didn't work out. I didn't I wasn't really in dire need of it. I just thought that maybe it's healthy for me to diversify my social dynamics. But yeah, it's alright. It didn't work out. Maybe it will happen in the future when I least expected it. As what happened in a lot of things that have to do with human connection. Anyway, I think I want to keep this short actually, but it still went over 10 minutes. So remember that you are loved, and I love you.